And so, lo and behold, on the day of election, when I saw my name on the screen, I didn't believe it was me. Because I was the last to be elected because we were 13. And I got the highest votes. So it was difficult to count my votes, in summary. My junior brother was there that day. He couldn't believe what he saw. But all I want to say is, the Labour Party, if you look at the dominant parties in the UK politics, the Conservative, Labour and Leave Them, if you look at when they do Prime Minister question time on Wednesdays, just take a look at the backbench of each party. Count the number of women at the back of the leader, either David Cameron, the Prime Minister, or the Labour leader. You will see yourself that Labour leader has more women at the backbench than the Conservative, because of that deliberate strategy to have all women shortlist. Because politics is something that, because of the way we are as women, we combine so many things. So we need to be enabled in reality to participate in politics. One of the things Labour Party did for me was, because I'm a single mom, I said to them, what do I do with my daughter? Each time I have to go for meetings. And UK is not like here where you have people to. They took a deliberate step that I can call with my daughter to meetings. And they took a deliberate step to fix meetings at time that is suitable for me. And even up to now, if we're in chamber debating, even if it's budget debate that is once in a year, once it is 9 p.m. and I need to leave, my group leader will excuse me. So they did that because they want to encourage women to participate in politics. How will I attend meetings that will last till daybreak? It's not going to be possible. What will I do with my daughter? So sometimes we have to have breakfast meetings. Sometimes we have to have meetings on Sunday, just to suit around my own, itinerary. So if we have to move forward as a country, we need to look at the peculiar nature of women. Yes, we are equal, but we are different. We are supposed to complement each other. There's something I bring to the table that a guy cannot bring to the table. And there's something a guy brings to the table that I will not bring to the table. We need both.
Because I'm thinking, well, one of the key things that's going on here is the meetings that happens in the dead of the night. And some women complain that, look, how can you people be having meetings by this time? How are we supposed to participate? And some will think it's strange when the women argue, look, you can move these meetings to much later. So it shouldn't be out of place if they bring the argument, should it? No,
not at all. Not at all. And also, in the Labour Party, Labour Women Network, we're actually a pressure group. And so we pressurize the executive as well. In fact, the new thing on the agenda, because I'm the vice chair of Labour Party Watford, the new thing on my agenda is to ensure we have crèche in every major event. That's my new agenda. Because we discovered that it's difficult for women to come for some events we would like them to attend. And we want to mobilize as many women as possible. So one of the things I've been asked to do recently is, because I have social work background, I'm a children and family social worker, they've asked me to set up a policy to ensure that we have crèche on site in any major meeting so that women can attend. Bring your children, we'll look after your children while you attend the meeting. The last Labour conference, women conference we had, I registered my daughter. I took her, they kept her busy while I was in the conference.
Well, as you rightly said, there's something that you will bring to the table that, the other members of the other sex will not bring, and there's something they will bring that, we will not bring. Looking at how that has played out here, I mean, some political parties will say, well, we're trying to do something. We're saying that, people pay for forms. If you want to, be a candidate, but we're saying now women should not pay. Do you think that by itself, is enough?
In a way, it's good, but that is not the fundamental problem. It's good to encourage people who cannot pay. But then, politics itself in Nigeria is so expensive. I can tell you I won this election and I didn't spend a dime. So I wonder whether I'm a man or a woman. It's not because I'm a woman. It's just the way the politics is run. Everything is centralized by the, by the parties and the government. And there's even a limit to what the party can spend, you know, in my own campaign. So it's not just about buying form for someone. That's not the issue. The issue is to create an enabling environment for the woman to thrive. As I said to you, we have different dimensions as a woman. And you need to deliberately create that enabling environment. I just gave you an example that the thing on my agenda now is to create a crèche in my constituency. So if you pay for the form for me, what next? How do I run the road? Who is my mentor? Who is guiding me? Who is supporting me? Who is ensuring that I'm being trained? Who is ensuring that I'm actually traveling the right road? When I have to attend meetings in the midnight, who will be there with me, with my daughter?
Now, relating that to the Nigerian context, do you think it has anything to do with the kind of politics that we have, in the sense that the system, the political system we have, is a little different?
The truth is, they say Nigeria's democracy is derived from British democracy. I want to say they said, because in reality, I don't think it is, but they said it is. But we run a different kind of, you know.
We used to run a parliament,
but now we are presidential.
So
even if Britain is running presidential, democracy is democracy. The issue is the way we run politics, the attitudes with which we run politics is what the problem is. Are you really there to serve, or are you really there to enrich yourself and to reach people around you? And that is why it's becoming a do or die affair. As I'm sitting here now, if I, God forbid, if I do the wrong thing, I'll be the first to resign, because it's not a do or die thing. What is important is the need of the people. And if you think the need of the people is what is most important, you will create that environment for the right person to be there for the need of the people.
You have an idea of how we can go about creating that environment?
You know, before I came in, I was discussing with someone, and I was talking about this gender equality bill. And I was saying to someone that Nigeria needs to make a deliberate policy for the most vulnerable. It's not just about gender. It's not just about female. The Equality Act provides for the most vulnerable. So how do we make it work for us? Our constitution needs to be at work. If the judges are actually acting on our constitution, what happened in the parliament will not have happened. We need to be objective enough to follow our constitution. The rule of law needs to take effect. And the three arms of government needs to work. The police has to work. The judges have to work. The parliament has to work. If it does not work, nothing will work.
You know, I'm just wondering, because I mean, you said while you campaigned, you didn't spend a dime. You had to knock on virtually every door at the councillorship stage. But here, I don't think that will work if that's the case. Do you think if we were practicing a parliamentary system, it will be different? I'm
not sure it's the parliamentary system that is the problem. Even if it's presidential system, rule of law works in Britain. It doesn't matter the system Britain is running. It's the rule of law. Everybody has to obey the law. The law supersedes every other thing. And if you fall short of the law, you pay the price for it. So it's not the system, it is the law.
All right.
Well,
yeah, you want to say something?
well, yeah, we have to say well done, and we have to say thank you for making us proud out there in the UK, and we sincerely wish you well. But how do you think, though, that this bill should proceed? Because the women say they're not going to let up; they're going to reintroduce it.
Of course.
What would you say they do in preparation for that?
As I was saying, I would just advise, you know, and suggest that we should take equality in totality, not just about gender. Because we are living in a typical patriarchal society, and some things become too emotional rather than objective. So I want to just suggest that we should take a step back a little bit. We shouldn't give up. No, it's good that we're discussing them, but we should take a step back a little bit and look at equality in totality, as it affects children, as it affects disabled people, as it affects women, discrimination, we should look at it in totality. That way it will be broader, and it will not be these women are just making noise, I want to be equal. But we are looking at the reality of a multicultural society that we are
One more thing. Well, why is it so tough for Labour to bounce back at the center?
We will bounce back. We will bounce back, don't worry, very soon. You will hear, we'll bounce back very soon.
All right, Favour Ezeifedi is the first African councillor in Watford. Thank you for coming on, and all the best.
Thank you so much.
So there you go.
Keep up the good work. I'm quite happy this is going through Parliament.
Oh yeah.
So I'm very happy about it. Keep up the good work, don't give up. It takes time. It does take time.
Thank you. And thank you for coming on as well.
Thank you so much.
Well, there you go. That's the show today. We'd like to thank you for your comments and your thoughts as well. We encourage you to keep them coming. We'll see you next time. I'm Chamberlain Oso.
Thank you so much for your support and your contributions. I'm Many
Many thanks. I'm Sulaiman. Lady.
Goodbye.